Good afternoon and welcome to the Snakebite. I'm George Connolly.
And I'm Jillian Kurtz. Here's what's happening in the world of FSC athletics. Over fall break, the women's soccer team drew a 1-1 tie in their conference matchup against Florida Tech. The Mocs take on Eckerd in a 7 p.m. game tonight, and the team will honor their 3 seniors, Caitlin Svopa, Alexa Moberly, and Caitlin Quemps, during a pregame ceremony. The girls will wrap up the home portion of their schedule this Saturday in a 3 p.m. game against Barry that was rescheduled after being rained out earlier this month.
In men's soccer news, the Mocs picked up their 3rd win of the season in a 2-0 victory against Barry on Saturday. Edu Capote and Aneka Lacheres both scored for the Mocs, and as Philip Federal recorded his 3rd shutout of the season in goal. The team is on the road tonight at Eckerd and returns home for a 7 p.m. game against Mary on Saturday. The men wrap up their regular season with a pair of home games next week.
The volleyball team picked up a pair of wins in a non-conference doubleheader against Christian Bros and Lee over the weekend. The girls returned home and began a 4-game homestand with a matchup against Eckerd last night. A recap of that game is available on fscmocs.com. The Mocs will take on Barry on Friday, Palm Beach Atlantic on Saturday, and St. Leo on Tuesday in the Jenkins Fieldhouse.
The water ski team traveled to California to compete in their nationals at the beginning of fall break. Overall, the Mocs finished 4th in the nation with 10,790 points over the 3-day competition. The University of Louisiana, Alabama, and Louisiana Monroe finished ahead of FSC. Jamie Calhoun and Tanguy DeLand finished 2nd and 3rd in the slalom event, while Allie Nicholson placed in 3rd for the women. In women's golf news, Lauren Perez earned her 2nd SSC Player of the Week honor after leading the Mocs to victory in last week's St. Leo Invitational. Perez currently ranks 12th in all of Division II golf in the latest Golf Stat rankings. The team will wrap up their fall season when they compete in the Rollins Legends Invitational next week in Orlando.
The cross-country teams held steady with their regional rankings as updated polls have been released. The women remain 4th in the South, while the men have maintained their spot in 5th. Mason Jones recently earned his 2nd SSC Runner of the Week honor after setting a new school record for the 8K race with a time of 24 minutes and 14.5 seconds. This is the 6th time in his career that Jones has won a weekly conference honor. Both teams will be competing in the SSC Championship race this weekend in Boca Raton.
The men's and women's swim team opened up their home portion of their schedule against Rollins this weekend. Our own Andrew Pauling has more on this story.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with head swim coach Andy Robbins. Coach, you guys had your first home meet of the season this past weekend. You guys took on Rollins. The men's team picked up a victory. What was that experience like?
Well, that was great. It was nice, getting our own home pool. The atmosphere was good. The energy was good. Weather was a little iffy, but we, worked through that, and the guys did a really nice job.
And then on the women's side, the girls were defeated by the Tars. How do you guys plan on bouncing back from that?
Well, it's going to help. We'll have a few of our bodies back. We were actually missing 6 of our girls for that meet due to injury and illness. And we'll get at least a couple of those back for this weekend, so that'll be nice.
Then this upcoming weekend, both teams will be competing against Tampa at home on Friday. What are your expectations for that, and what are you guys going to be working on to prepare for that matchup?
Well, it's Florida Southern and Tampa, so it'll be an exciting matchup. It's always a good one. It's a nice rivalry there. They do a really nice job. The excitement will be there. In terms of changing our preparation, we don't really, for in-season meets, we don't really do a lot of preparation for in-season dual meets. We just kind of try to swim fast through the training and hope for the best.
All right, well, thank you for the time, Coach. Good luck this weekend, and back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Andrew. Taylor Hamilton was named SSC Men's Swimmer of the Week after winning the 50 freestyle and 100 butterfly events against Rollins. Freshman Emily Drabick won the conference honor on the women's side after placing 1st in the 100 breaststroke, 200 breaststroke, and 200 IM. The Mocs will be back in action this Friday at 4 o'clock when they take on the University of Tampa here at the Nina B. Hollis Wellness Center pool.
In club sports, Amy Clark of the equestrian team finished 1st in the Limit Over Fences event at the University of Central Florida Show 2 weekends ago. The Mocs finished in 11th in the event with 17 total points. Ice hockey picked up their second win of the season with a 6-4 victory against South Florida on Saturday at the Lakeland Ice Arena. The teams will face off another 3 times throughout the season, while the Bulls currently hold a 2-1 advantage in the season series. The Mocs return home this Saturday for a 9 p.m. game against Florida Tech. So George, this was a great week for the Mocs in weekly honors. How does this compare to the rest of the semester so far?
Well, earlier in the semester, we did see a little bit of a slow start for the Mocs with a couple honors in there, but this week it kind of all came together, which is a great sign for the Mocs, especially heading into the postseason for a lot of these sports.
And so your roommate, Jamie Calhoun, is on the water ski team. What can you tell us about their mindset for nationals?
Well, their mindset going into nationals was place high, and they did just that. Coming in 4th in the nation is no easy task. I know that a lot of these skiers have to look at their professional obligations as well as what they do for the school. So over the next couple of months, they do have off-season coming up, but they will continue training, and then they'll be right back into water skiing both professionally and for the school very soon.
And so women's basketball opens up their season with an exhibition game against Florida State this Sunday. As someone who follows the team closely, what are you looking forward to in that matchup?
I think when you're looking at any team playing in their first game, you want to see the team chemistry. This women's basketball team lost a lot of very good seniors, but they brought in a lot of great talent, and they have some great existing talent already. So it'll be great to see the chemistry, how these players interact with each other, and how they can get along against a pretty solid team.
Thank you for those insights, George. And that is all from us on the Snakebite this week. I'm Jillian Kurtz.
And I'm George Connolly. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week at 3.